to Melania Trump now, making her first major public speech as First Lady. It's a role many have suggested she's embracing reluctantly. But Amy, over the past few weeks, we've seen her take it on more visibly.
That's right. In fact, it was a fairly quiet first month for the new First Lady. She spent much of it right here in New York City. But now she is stepping into the spotlight, meeting with foreign leaders and giving what some are calling a passionate speech at a campaign rally over the weekend.
Let us pray.
Melania Trump taking the podium for the first time as First Lady, delivering the Lord's Prayer in that Trump campaign rally in Florida Saturday.
It is my honor and great pleasure to stand here before you as the First Lady of the United States.
Melania even using the spotlight to call out her critics.
I will always stay true to myself and be truthful to you, no matter what the opposition is saying about me.
Her remarks a sign that she now seems to be embracing her new role, a position some claim she seemed to approach reluctantly.
It is a daunting task. It's easier for first ladies of states who have played a similar role in a state, but for someone who has never even been in government before, this is a tough job.
Since Inauguration Day, Melania has spent most of her time in New York with son Barron as he finishes out the school year. But President Trump confirming Thursday she will soon call the White House home full-time.
Melania goes back and forth, and after Barron finishes school, because it's hard to take a child out of school with a few months left, she and Barron will be moving over to the White House.
In the meantime, Melania has been flying back and forth to fulfill one of the hallmark roles of a First Lady, hosting foreign dignitaries. On Wednesday, she greeted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, visiting the National Museum of African American History and Culture with his wife, Sarah. And earlier this month, she welcomed Japanese Prime Minister Abe and his wife to her Mar-a-Lago estate, where she spent more time than the White House as First Lady. The two women also touring the Murakami Museum, where she tweeted this photo from its Japanese gardens. President Trump saying Melania will align herself with charities that champion women's causes.
Very, very strong advocate. I think she's a great representative for this country.
Melania echoing that sentiment on Saturday.
I'm committed to creating and supporting initiatives dear to my heart, which will have impact on women and children all around the world.
And while she has also indicated in the past that she would like to take on cyberbullying, so far Mrs. Trump has not outlined any specific initiatives she might pursue as First Lady. Robin, we will, of course, have to wait and see.
That's true, Amy, but we're going to bring in now Anita McBride. She is the former Chief of Staff to First Lady Laura Bush. Always great to see you, Anita, and spend a little time to get your perspective. Your take on what Melania was able to do at the rally on Saturday.
Yeah, well, good morning, Robin. Thank you for having me. I think, you know what, this is one example of that we should not underestimate Mrs. Trump at all. I agree with Koki. This is a daunting task to walk into, and she hasn't had the benefit being First Lady of a state or being in politics. But she's showing a comfort level of knowing what to do and when to do it. And I'm impressed with that.
As you know, don't have to tell you, there is no job description. Every First Lady has to figure it out what's best and plays to their strengths. The opening with prayer like that was a little bit different.
It was very different. I mean, you do see at campaign rallies and events where there's the Pledge of Allegiance or a prayer might be said, generally not by a principal. So for her to do that, that was unexpected. But like everything else with this administration and campaign, there are a lot of surprises. But I think that shows there is a reliance on faith that she has. So it seemed to be something very comfortable for her to do.
And also she seemed very comfortable the last few weeks. There have been several foreign dignitaries and their wives visiting the White House. And it is a moment that you think really suits one of her strong points.
I think that's exactly right. And I think, you know, it is an important role for a First Lady to be a diplomat and to be a surrogate for the president in the world of diplomacy and on the global stage. And to have two visits back to back like that and to choose the events that she did with each of them, each of her counterparts, I think was very astute and was, again, showing a comfort level and being a hostess for the nation.
Yes, and we've seen heard reports from the president saying that he's perhaps going to downsize her office, have fewer staffers, and you think this may be an indication of some sort?
Well, I think, you know, being at the beginning of several administrations when staff sizes at the White House fluctuate and they can grow over time. You know, she's not there yet. She did say she's rolling out her staff slowly. She made that public pronouncement. She has 2 anchor positions now already. So I think we'll just have to see over time how much staff she really needs to work on the initiatives that she's interested in working on, and that will take time.
Always appreciate your insight. And on another note, it was great to see George and Barbara Bush there at the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago. Good to see that they're doing better.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Thanks, Robin.
All right. You take care, Anita.